The grand halls of the palace, gilded with centuries of opulence, have always guarded their secrets closely. But today, our focus shifts beneath those hallowed grounds to the mysterious vault, an intricate network of whispers and shadows that holds the very essence of royal secrecy. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. Throughout history, the vault has sprawled under layers of mystery, a labyrinth of hidden alliances and untold stories. This is no mere collection of artifacts. It is a testament to the past, stained with both triumph and disgrace. As we crack open its enigmatic walls, the stories that emerge challenge the sanctity of the royal lineage, mapping out a tale of whispered betrayals that echo through time. Documents, long thought lost to the ages, reveal not only the majestic rise but also the quiet implosions that nearly severed the royal thread. Here, the boundaries between heroism and hubris blur, leaving us questioning the legends we were so certain of. These revelations are not just of the past, they are the pulse of the present, shaping the narrative of a monarchy built on both solidarity and division. Each uncovered secret is a link, connecting the regal past to the tumultuous present, forcing us to reevaluate the gilded facade that the world has admired. What lies beyond these revelations? Only time will tell, as the journey into the depths of royal history has only just begun, promising more mysteries to unravel and more truths to confront. In the dusky confines of the Grand Library, amid the solemn rows of dust-laden tomes, there resided a manuscript so shrouded in secrecy that even whispers dared not tread its path. It was said to contain the bloodlines of the kingdom, every scandal, coup, and clandestine pact inked upon its crumbling, time-worn pages. This was no ordinary record. It was the riddle of the realm itself, a puzzle pieced together by shadows and whispers. Each word within this forgotten scroll held the weight of crowns and the whispers of betrayal, a testament to the turbulent tides of history that had shaped the very essence of the monarchy. Yet what lay within its sacred bindings was not just the suthernal genealogy of royalty, but a tale as twisted and tormented as the old stone walls it called home. Tales of triumph gleamed with the promise of golden crowns, casting dazzling illusions upon nights steeped in velvet darkness. But within its lines lay buried secrets, threatening to unravel the monarchy with the viciousness of a serpent unleashed from its coil. One name was etched with more fervor than the rest, an emblem of pride and pain. It spoke of a prince renowned for his noble heart and ill-fated ambitions. As his story unfolded, one could not help but feel the chill of foreboding rippling like a tangible force through the pages. The manuscript, a keeper of secrets, bore witness to victories, a testament to glorious battles won under the blazing sun. Yet, juxtaposed against these moments were tales of suffering, marked by betrayal's pernicious grasp. Black ink, etching discord into vellum, foretold of alliances forged in deception and races against time that crowned victors and victims in equal measure. Here, foreshadowed within these pages, was the story of a kingdom perched on the knife's edge of destiny, a realm destined for fortune or failure, dependent upon the revelations brought to light from cryptic scripture. In the clandestine twilight of lost lore, the manuscript demanded to be understood, pursued by those bold enough to decipher the labyrinthine puzzle. Like a siren, it called to the souls hungry for truth and lured them into its gossamer web of intrigue. Who would dare to unravel this mystery? A riddle once solved promised liberation or chaos, a truth the kingdom could neither anticipate nor escape. The manuscript was more than lore. It was the harbinger of fate, a siren's call echoing through ancient corridors, awaiting the one who dared to lift its veil. As night creeps ever closer, shadows grow bolder, ready for the revelation of secrets that will lead to the kingdom's ultimate reckoning, a reckoning that whispers of a destiny yet to unfold, the next chapter teetering on the precipice of revelation. In the shadows of gilded halls and amidst the whisper of silk gowns, there existed an unyielding spirit named Camilla. Her courage was a silent roar, echoing through time like a storm destined to reshape the kingdom's fate. Young and fierce, Camilla stood upon the threshold of history not as a mere player in a predetermined script, but as a force unto herself, a defiant tempest in the eye of a storm. She was called upon the stage by destiny's invisible hand, for a role that would demand tenacity and the audacity to challenge centuries-old traditions. Yet it was no simple act of bravado that marked Camilla's courage, It was the relentless fire of resilience born from vulnerability. In an era teetering on the brink of transformation, she navigated the murky waters of court life where every subtle nod and whispered word could alter the course of nations. The corridors of power, once a maze of disillusionment and fear, became the battlegrounds where she fought not just for herself, but for a future unshackled by the ghosts of the past. Camilla, with each unwavering step, bore the weight of sacrifice and the piercing solitude that comes with breaking tradition. But it was this weight that honed her spirit, sculpting her into a beacon of hope amid the gloom. Amidst murmurs of scandal and defiance, her actions carved paths through the seemingly unbreakable facade of monarchy, a monarchy that had stood like a colossus of stone, unmoved by the tides of change. Camilla's simple yet audacious choices rippled through the kingdom, igniting a firestorm of reform. With each confrontation that others might have shied away from, she unveiled the strength that lay in vulnerability, uncovering the truth that power did not merely belong to those who commanded it through fear or heritage, but to those who dared to wield it with compassion and integrity. As the kingdom watched, stirred from complacency by her demonstrations of valor, Camilla's courage became an indomitable force, compelling every soul from palace pier to city square to question the scales of justice and the nature of leadership. And so, as the narrative of Camilla's courage unfolds with sweeping grandeur, another chapter looms, a chapter destined to drench the realm in unknown consequences, ushering forth the riddle of loyalty and betrayal. The storm clouds of destiny gathered ominously above William's realm, casting long shadows over his crown as his heart wrestled with the true weight of leadership. The corridors of power were ripe with whispers, each one carrying the scent of betrayal and the promise of loyal hands turning venomous. But William was no stranger to the tangled web of courtly politics. He had danced this treacherous waltz before, his eyes ever vigilant, his spirit tempered like the finest steel. Yet now, poised on the precipice of a decision that could alter the very fabric of his reign, he felt the solitude of leadership more acutely than ever. In his veins flowed the legacy of his forebears, a lineage steeped in glory and shadow alike, demanding judgment beyond mere survival. A chill crept into the heart of the kingdom, reaching even the farthest edges, where whispers of unrest grew louder, and the pressure of expectancy demanded action. Around him, advisors debated with fervor, their voices a cacophony of counsel and caution, a symphony of discord that failed to strike a harmonious chord within him. The clock ticked with relentless insistence, each beat a reminder of the tide waiting to turn. Tidal waves of change held at bay by a mere thread of his resolve. It was his choice to either tighten that strand or watch it unravel, releasing uncharted forces upon a kingdom teetering on its axis. Caught in this tempest, William faced a choice so monumental that it threatened to eclipse the very sun that rose upon his kingdom each day. To cling to tradition, those ancient pillars of custom and continuity that had cradled his rise to power, or to forge an untraveled path that promised either salvation or ruin. William's mind raced through endless possibilities, yet his heart dared to reach beyond fear's grasp, for beyond that lay the specter of opportunity. In the realm of monarchs where decisions etched the legacies of kingdoms and forged destinies, William's moment beckoned like a siren's call. To act, to honor his lineage, and to imprint a mark upon history that would outlive the whispers, the rumors, and even his sovereignty. As he stood upon that brink, time seemed to pause, awaiting his command, and it was here that the full weight of his burden and the brilliance of his resolve would be tested. The echoes of the past brushed softly against the tapestry of fate as William braced himself for a decision that was his alone to make. For the choice that lay ahead was not merely personal, it was a crossroads for soul, kingdom, and future alike, a reckoning of all that had been and all that could be. And in this crucible of decisive leadership, William understood the ultimate dilemma was not in the choice itself, but in the unwavering courage to choose. Would he dare to step forward, to break the chains of history and hew a new path through the tangled vines of his own ancestry? Just as the sands of time shift unnoticed, the hearts of men are known to change. William stood now, poised on the edge of that great uncertainty, where power and consequence collide, ready to cast the die that would define him, his reign, and everything thereafter. Whispers danced through the crowded squares and echoing corridors of power, weaving tales of the royal lineage like intricate tapestries. At first, the crown had glimmered with prestige and splendor, a beacon of hope and nobility sparkling in the eyes of an adoring public. But time, with its relentless cadence, morphed that once brilliant sheen into an enigma cloaked in shadows. As the kingdom prospered under the guiding hand of its regal family, murmurs of dissent grew, a symphony of discontent harmonizing in hushed tones behind closed doors. In taverns and marketplaces, common folk discussed matters of the crown with a daring mixture of reverence and skepticism. Allegiances simmered beneath the surface, poised to tip into conflict or concord at a moment's notice. There grew a hunger for change, an insatiable thirst to know the truth behind the gilded walls towering above them. They pondered deeply. Was this the reign of the people's cherished guardian, or a masquerade concealing deeper agendas? Cunning political maneuvers and clandestine liaisons hinted at a court where loyalty and betrayal waltzed to a tempestuous melody. Despite towering achievements and unparalleled progress heralded from the royal court, rumors of deception loomed large, casting long shadows over the bright light of royal successes. Farmers spoke of soaring taxes filling royal coffers, as artisans spun tales of lavish banquets and parades, fueled by the sweat of their labor, a dichotomy between regal indulgence and everyday toil. Yet through these stories, the people remained captivated by the pageantry, drawn to the spectacle like moths to a flame, ever wondering what truths lie behind the calculated smiles and dazzling crowns. Questions of legacy and power flowed ceaselessly among the populace, an ever-present undercurrent to their loyalties. Some viewed the monarchy as the resilient heart of the nation, a bastion against the chaos and uncertainty of a changing world. Others whispered of a leadership enshrined by their own vanity, a stark betrayal more chilling than the frost-laden winds sweeping through ancestral halls. Whatever the belief, one truth was undoubtable. Underneath the rhythmic pomp and circumstance of royal tradition gnawed a palpable tension that awaited its moment to ignite. And beneath the vibrant swirl of public sentiment, the tale spiraled toward an unseen horizon. The kingdom stood at the precipice, teetering between enduring reverence and the inevitable shattering of illusion. In this ceaseless ebb and flow of perception, where the heart of a nation intertwined with the will of its rulers, the stage was set. The story's crescendo, an unmistakable echo reverberating through time, loomed just beyond the shadows, waiting to redefine what it meant to wear the crown. The grand chamber was filled with an air of unease, though the crystal chandeliers glistened as if indifferent to the plotting below. The pen lay poised in her hand, a deceptively delicate touch ready to reshape destinies with the flourish of her signature. It was a moment laden with risk and opportunity, a calculated move that could either cement her legacy or reduce it to ruin. Whispers echoed through the corridors, each entwined with the scent of intrigue and anticipation. The queen, aware of the field she stood upon, knew that one wrong move could unseat a throne, unravel an empire. Yet her resolve was unflinching, and the weight of her crown held steady. She was a sovereign in her own right, her ambition, a gambit that dared the fates themselves. Her emergence as a formidable force was no accident. Each decision a stroke of her own genius, is bold enough to enlighten yet not so rash as to destroy. Rivals lurked in shadowed alcoves, plotting her downfall as they clutched at the edges of power like moths to a flame. The queen walked a narrow path, her every step a testament to the dichotomy of strength and fragility inherent in her reign. Fear was a companion she respected but never heeded, and in this perilous dance, she spun threads of loyalty and deception alike. Her court buzzed with attention that coiled around its denizens, and allegiance shifted as tides upon a fickle sea. The queen understood these currents well, each one a ripple born from deeper currents beneath. An alliance here, a quiet dismissal there, each was a move upon her chessboard, a game where pawns became rooks with a simple twist of fate. But every game had its rules, and every player their indelible mark. Through the grand halls echoed rumors of those who wished to see the queen dethroned, traitors who sharpened words like knives in the dark. Yet, her smile remained an impenetrable mask, concealing a mind abuzz with strategy. As the days unfurled like a tightly wound scroll, tension built to a crescendo, each piece falling into place with satisfying, albeit ominous, clicks. The banquet, ostensibly a celebration, served as battleground veiled in civility. There, amidst the clatter of cutlery and the muted tones of polite conversation, stakes were raised. Eyes locked, Unspoken agreements passed like well-guarded secrets through fleeting glances. But beneath the surface of pleasantries lay a simmering intent. Loyalty weighed against ambition and kinship bartered for power. Then, in a moment that defied time, the queen executed her move, a gambit both audacious and perilous. In silence, she wove her fate into the fabric of the realm, challenging not only her adversaries but destiny itself. The reverberations of her choice would not soon subside, leaving a realm poised on the brink of change, and a queen resolute amidst the uncertainty. The chapter did not end. The narrative, like a song unfinished, lingered in the air, a whisper of challenges yet to come. The grand halls of the palace stood silent under the gleaming moonlight, an eerie calm lingering in the air, a silence that belied the storm about to unfold within those ancient walls. Few knew what lay in the shadows of this night, a night of revelation, where masks would be torn away and whispered secrets would rise, echoing through corridors like the cries of discontent. Those at court were unaware as they moved with the practiced grace of puppets, bound by duty and tradition, blind to the strings above them. Beneath the veneer of opulence, tension simmered. Loyalists and dissenters alike gathered under the guise of celebration, golden goblets raised high, concealing the true weight of their thoughts. Eyes darted with suspicion, gestures laden with double meanings as the court danced to an invisible tune, each aware that this night would not end as it began. And amidst them, cloaked in shadow, a solitary figure stirred a force unrecognized, whose very presence threatened to shatter the facade maintained for so long. The king, regal and resplendent, stood atop the dais, gaze unseeing past the opulently carved doors leading to endless night, unknowing of the truths poised to descend upon him, truths which had lurked within the hearts of his closest advisors, waiting for this very moment. His once steadfast general, now a man torn by conscience and allegiance, lingered at the edge of the crowd, his heart beating in tandem with the dimming echoes of the band. Might he tonight become the harbinger of change, or merely the next pawn sacrificed in a game of thrones? Even as the night crept deeper, truths began to unravel. Voices rose not in jubilation, but in accusation, hushed at first, then crescendoing, filling the expansive hall until the sacred tapestries themselves seemed to weep, with the weight of revelations too long suppressed. And there, amidst the mounting chaos, the queen, an enigmatic visage of serene beauty, stood with secrets of her own. She stepped forward, her voice a clarion call piercing through the cacophony, her words setting into motion a reckoning that even the most prescient of courtiers had failed to foresee. As the revelation night reached its zenith, the kingdom's future hung in a precarious balance, secrets splintering the veils of loyalty once draped over eyes that dared not see. All watched, breath bated, as the empire faced its greatest ordeal. The confident faces turned pale. The fixtures within the ancient halls cast long by flickering torchlight, thrown into stark relief against the tide of truths. And so began the coronation of clarity, a moment swelling with the sublime terror of the unknown. All too aware that with every truth laid bare, a new path beckoned, a road fraught with peril, wreathed in both glory and ruin. Yet, in this hall where destinies coalesced under the moon's knowing gaze, heroes and villains stood shoulder to shoulder, unsure of titles as the world whispered their names. Through the echoes of turmoil and the cries of voices long silenced, the key had turned, and the door creaked open, revealing what lay beyond. As dawn approached, it was clear that the fractures could no longer be ignored, each act of courage or betrayal rippling outwards, an ever-expanding circle of consequence that would shape the courses of those who dared defy the night. A crown, weighted with centuries of tradition and expectation, rested upon his brow as King Aleric stood at the precipice of his reign. The eyes of a nation watched him, probing, questioning, demanding. Would he be a tyrant, a liberator, or something in between? His choice, though veiled with a silver smile and calm demeanor, was anything but easy. In the hallowed halls where echoes of past kings lingered, whispering both warnings and wisdom, Alaric faced the specter of his ancestors' choices, wondering if he might craft a destiny that was uniquely his own. The council's fervent debates bled into the midnight hours, their words sharp as daggers, each syllable a challenge to his burgeoning vision. Every proposal, every suggestion was a subtle tug at the delicate tapestry of power he sought to weave. There were those who whispered of glory through war, a chance to reclaim lands lost to generations past. Opposing voices sang of peace, a cautious path that required patience and diplomacy, virtues often absent in the annals of power. He knew that in the silence following their recommendations, the kingdom held its breath, waiting for his decree with the anticipation reserved for only the most crucial of crossroads. Amidst this cacophony, Aleric found solace in reflection, his chamber a sanctuary from the noise and expectations. Yet even there, the decisions weighed heavy, shadows cast from choices made by those who came before. His heart ached with the pressure, the desire not just to lead but to inspire, to carve his legacy from the stone of ambition and the mortar of wisdom. The path was perilous, margins for error thin. One choice could steer the course of history, yet indecision would seal a fate equally grave. As dawn's light crept steadily over the horizon, illuminating the gilded architecture of his realm, Aleric knew the time had come. He was poised at the brink of change, destiny etched in the lines of fatigue upon his face. His voice, when it finally soared through the great halls, was confident, yet tinged with the gravity of responsibility's shadow. He had chosen a path, his own path, framed by courage and aspiration. But the winds of change were fickle, and only time would reveal if they favored him. His choice was made, yet the journey was not to be his alone. It was only the beginning of a tale yet unwritten. For no monarch's choice is without consequence, nor is it ever truly theirs alone. Bold and palpable, the era of Aleric had begun, and with it the world waited to see whether he would rise triumphant or fall forgotten into the folds of history.